Yo, what's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by and checking out this month's devlog for Project Tau. In this devlog, I'll be going over the combat system I've been working on, specifically the melee portion of it. Then I'll go over some minor improvements I've done and give some updates on pre-production. If you're interested in learning more, I'll see you all after the intro. Alright, so before I get started, there is one thing that I want to clarify. What I have been showing you all is not necessarily the game. What I have been showing you all thus far is the combat system that I've been creating. The reason I'm creating this combat system is because it is a tool that I plan to utilize in this game and future games that can be easily extended upon and built on top of in order to make creating different abilities that much easier. In this video, I do go over a little bit as to how I implemented that, but I just wanted to make that clarifying point just in case people were wondering, like, where's all the cool stuff, where are the environments, where's the enemies, and etc, etc. With that clarification out the way, I'll go into how I actually implemented it. To start, I utilized Unity's new input system. It's actually pretty great, and the reason I went with it is because I wanted to make it a little bit easier to set up different controls on the PC, PS5, and Xbox as I went on and developed. I also utilized Unity's scriptable objects. Scriptable objects are basically these data containers that you can put all different kinds of information in them and utilize them however you need. In the context of my combat system, I'm using it to store different animations I might want to play, sound effects, VFX, and things like that. During the process of implementing all of this, I was able to create different types of attacks. Specifically, I got light attacks, heavy attacks, button holds for both the light and heavy attack, as well as mid-air combat. Now, beyond the melee system, I was also able to implement a destruction system. Now, this destruction system that I am using utilizes an asset from the Unity asset store called Rayfire. Rayfire is an absolutely great asset that I can highly recommend, and I'll be leaving a link to it in the description below. Now, one of the key metrics that I'm constantly looking at is performance. Specifically, I am looking at my frames per second. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm creating an action game, and with that, the frame rate needs to be pretty high in order to properly process player input and make sure that they feel that responsiveness that they are expecting. Luckily, I was able to optimize the Rayfire asset in ways that make my game stay above 60 FPS, and I was even able to get as high as 130 FPS in certain instances. In terms of the combat system, that's about all I got for development this month. Otherwise, I was able to get some player feedback and improve things such as animations, faster movement speed, and landing, as sometimes that was a bit finicky. Now, moving on to updates for pre-production. I'll start with our writer / co-executive producer. Full transparency, we are still working on the contract. The reason this is taking a little bit is because at the end of the day, she has a full-time job, I got a full-time job, and we're just making sure that the contract is acceptable on both ends. Revisions have been made, and we should be coming to an agreement pretty soon. Beyond that, I was also able to create a few concept art pieces for characters and other possible NPCs / enemies. None of this is official, but I'm starting to explore ideas and put them down on canvas. Furthermore, I was also able to do some experimentation with Unity's different scriptable render pipelines, specifically with HDRP, and honestly it's been really good, and I'm almost pretty much settled on making that the render pipeline of choice when I start to create the actual game. Last but not least, I was also able to start Project Tau's game design document this month. Now, I know that's not the most exciting thing to hear, but in terms of development, it is a very important piece of document as it puts scope onto paper and it helps you realize all the things that you need to do in order to fully realize your vision. With all of that said, that's about it for this month's updates. If you got any thoughts or feedback on the game or concept art thus far, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Go all in, roast me, whatever y'all want. The goal is to make the game the best it could be, so do what y'all do. Otherwise, deuces gang, and I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of y'all day.